Smith Brothers and Wilson is proud to welcome you on our projects. This orientation will review the general company standards, including the important safety responsibilities, requirements, and hazards to be expected on all of our projects. Smith Brothers and Wilson, also known as SBW, is the construction manager and general contractor for our clients. Our projects span the Fraser Valley and Lower Mainland, and with a history of over 120 years, we are proud contributors to the local communities. We believe that effective health and safety management is a fundamental part of the successful completion on our projects, including being a key part of our business practices and protecting the local communities and environments. Our team is committed to supporting the health and safety vision and policies, including effectively fostering a culture that always holds health and safety in the highest regard. We recognize the right of workers to work in a safe and healthy environment by respectfully collaborating together to build a safety conscientious and accountable project. We believe every worker contributes to the safety on the project and can be accomplished by fulfilling their responsibilities. Our supervisors have the following responsibilities. They have the general duty to ensure the health and safety of the workers under their direct supervision, and they have the specific duty to make sure workers are aware of any foreseeable or known hazards, ensure PPE is available, worn, inspected, and maintained, stop unsafe work, investigate unsafe conditions, and ensure corrective actions are taken, and consult and cooperate with management and the safety team. As a worker, you have the following responsibilities. You have the general duty to take reasonable care to protect yourself and other workers. You have the specific duty to learn and follow the safe work practices and procedures, use the PPE provided, not endanger other fellow workers, be able to work without risking health or safety, immediately report any unsafe conditions, and if you are inexperienced, let supervision know so that they can help you. As a worker, you have 3 rights in the workplace. You have the right to refuse unsafe work. You have the right to know about hazards. And you have the right to participate in safety activities. These rights are very important in keeping you safe at the workplace. The rules on every SBW project are different because it's based on the risk and conditions of that project. So although you may have been on one of our projects before, there will be rules that are unique to these projects. Most of our rules are similar no matter where you go. For example, you must follow all safety policies and the applicable regulations, whether it's WorkSafe, the local bylaws, Ministry of Environment, and etc. Safety is always the highest priority. You must report all incidents, regardless of the severity, including property damages, injuries, near misses, public disturbances, and so forth. No drugs or alcohol is permitted on site, and you must be fit for duty and free from impairment of drugs or alcohol of any sort. There is no tolerance for any violence, theft, harassment, vandalism, or horseplay. Fall protection is required when working above 10 feet, over hazardous areas less than 10 feet, in area work platforms, and sometimes scissor lifts too. Smoking is only permitted in designated areas. Some project sites do not permit smoking at all. E-cigarettes are also considered as smoking activities. You must use tools and equipment that you're qualified for. Safety devices or guards cannot be removed, disabled, or altered. And GFCIs must be used for all temporary power supplies. Everyone must sign in and sign out of the project for emergency purposes. You must follow the communicable disease requirements mandated by public health at the time. These are the requirements around protecting workers from COVID-19 and other types of disease transmissions. You must follow the site hours and the city noise bylaw requirements. If you need to work after hours, please notify SBW supervision beforehand. Do not leave hazards unattended. Open holes or leading edges must be protected. Do not block the fire hydrants on the roads. They are needed for fire rescue. We are working in a transient area with a lot of foot traffic, so please make sure to keep the fences and gates closed. If you need to remove a fence panel for material or equipment, please do not leave the fence panels leaning vertically. We do not want them to tip over and hurt anyone. Lastly, please do not speak to anyone in the media about the project. The basic mandatory PPE on this project are hard hats, eye protection such as safety glasses, steel-toed boots with the green triangle, gloves that will protect you for the work that you're doing, and high visibility vests. These PPE must meet the CSA or WorkSafe requirements for your work activities. In addition, you may need some more PPE depending on what you're doing. For example, you might need fall protection equipment, respirators, hearing protection, face shields, or welding equipment. The equipment selection should be based on your hazard assessment and safe work procedures. If any of the rules or requirements are broken, you may be disciplined based on the severity and situation of the event. In most situations, SBW will give you a verbal warning, a written warning, and then a suspension or termination. If the situation was severe, SBW may skip the initial warnings and result in suspension or termination. If you need to work alone, especially outside of the normal site hours, you need to follow your company's working alone policy. The working alone policy should include training on the procedures and tools, clearly state everyone's responsibilities, provide the process for check-in, and the emergency response procedure if something happens or check-in is missed. On our projects, there are the typical construction hazards, such as uneven ground, mobile equipment, loud noises, sharp tools or material, cranes lifting material, hot work, live energies, and communicable diseases. Your safe work procedures, training, and FLRAs should provide you with all the tools to effectively control these hazards. Please speak to your supervisor if you have any concerns about the project site hazards. All workers handling hazardous products must be trained in the latest WMIS requirements, and a copy of the safety data sheet, known as SDS, must be given to SBW's safety coordinator for emergency preparations. The purpose of the training and the SDS is to help workers understand 3 key items about the product that you're using. What is hazardous about the product? How can you protect yourself and others? Where can you find more information if needed? All containers of hazardous products need to be properly labeled, even if you're decanting only small amounts to use. Make sure the products are stored properly when they're not in use. Regardless of your scope of work, you should have some type of training for your task. Training can be formal in the form of certified tickets, or they can be informal in the form of reviewing safe work procedures. If your task requires any certified tickets, you will be asked for a copy for SBW records. Inspections are an important part of the safety tools to protect yourself. Inspections can be formally documented or informally completed. Formal inspections are documented to make notes on important reviews of hazardous equipment, tools, or processes. Informal inspections are when you take a look at the tools or equipment before use, but you don't need to write anything down. Some equipment, tools, or process require formal documented inspections, and others only need an informal inspection. Sometimes you will have both for the same thing. For example, site areas are formally inspected every day and informally inspected on a regular basis throughout the day. There are many forms of safety meetings, such as crew toolbox talks, weekly meetings with the safety leaders, joint occupational safety and health meetings, and supervision coordination meetings. Your participation in the relevant meetings is important as it contributes to the safety culture on our project sites. Formal safety meetings are documented so that corrective actions can be followed up in the future. Incidents may happen on the project site. No matter what happens, you need to report the incident to SBW supervision even if it's minor. The first thing we want to do when an incident happens is to help anyone that's injured. Then we make sure to freeze the scene so we can figure out what happened. We need to immediately tell SBW supervision if we haven't already, and then when it's safe to do so, we can go back to work. SBW has a return to work program to help our injured workers recover quickly. Please check with your own company for a similar program. There are multiple emergency stations throughout the project. Each emergency station has ABC rated fire extinguishers and air horns. Only fight fires with a portable fire extinguisher if it is safe to do so. Do not attempt to fight fires unless you are trained and confident in using the extinguisher. All fires need to be treated as serious events. If you have any doubts as to the severity of the fire, initiate the emergency protocols. To fight a fire, find the closest available fire extinguisher and take it to the fire location. Pull the pin and squeeze the handle. Start at the base of the fire and sweep from side to side and continue until the canister is emptied, even if the fire is extinguished. Once extinguished, watch the area to ensure the fire does not reignite. If the fire cannot be contained using one fire extinguisher, leave the area and initiate emergency evacuation. All fires, regardless of severity, must be reported to SBW management. If you need first aid help for yourself or another worker, you can either use 3 short blasts on the air horn or call their phone number. Their phone number will be provided to you once you are on site. If an emergency evacuation is required, use their air horns for 1 long blast. The project areas may have disposed sharps from public use. Always make sure to inspect your work area before getting comfortable in it, because there could be a tossed sharp. If you find a disposed sharp on the project, please do not touch it. Flag the area so no one accidentally contacts it, and then get a hold of SBW Safety for helping getting rid of it. Please do not attempt to dispose of it yourself without speaking to safety first. Our projects have various degrees of public interactions. We are often working within or nearby active public areas. Regardless of how close to the public you are, always make sure to do your due diligence in keeping the project secured. Keep project gates closed. If you remove a fence panel, make sure the loose panel has no risk of falling onto someone. The loose panel should be placed horizontally, and the open fence is to be monitored until it's closed again. Do not keep doors or windows open, especially when you're getting ready to leave for breaks or end of the shift. Do not let people in that you don't know into the buildings. Keep your own valuables hidden away. Thieves target lunch trailers when they break into the project. Do not leave any tools or material in the open areas. Public members can tamper with it, injure themselves with it, or steal it. Stop anyone that attempts to trespass and report all suspicious activities. Remember, avoid engaging with the public members. Report any issues to the SBW supervisor to avoid conflict. Do not speak to any media members, and please do not provide any photos or other videos to them. There are also a few situations where you will need to call 911 to protect yourself and the public members. For example, if a public member needs medical help, if they enter the project area to steal, or become very aggressive towards you, please call 911. Sometimes a public member may accidentally enter the project area. In these situations, please just try to escort them out without escalating the situation. If in doubt, call SBW supervision right away for help. We need to respect the local and neighboring environment on all of our project sites. This means that we cannot dispose of waste material or wastewater directly into the drainage systems. The drainage systems often lead to the nearby streams. Any wastewater should be processed to standards before getting released. Please don't feed any of the animals or disturb their nests. Report any animal activities or nests found on the project sites. All hazardous materials should be stored and used properly so that it doesn't leach into the ground or waterways. And always report any spills immediately and clean it up. Maintaining proper housekeeping keeps both us and those around us safe. Make sure to dispose of waste in the proper bins, especially if you have hazardous materials. Clean up any debris that was created from your activities. Keep the access way clear of material and equipment. Keep any areas that is accessible by public members really clean and material free. And unplug or roll up any cords that are not in use.